Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today is part 1 of my movie review for the movie Master, starring Thalapathy Vijay, Vijay Sethupathi, and many, many more. We're going to talk about that in just 1 second. We're going to give all kinds of credits to all the people involved. But thank you so much for being here. If you are new, my name is Ken. I'm like the dad, the appa, the papa of this channel. And if you decide that you like what you're watching here and you subscribe, then you'll be part of the family. Okay? So feel free to subscribe if you like what you're watching here.
Reviews, reaction, satisfaction.
This is how it's going to work. In the beginning, basically, I'm going to give some credits. I'm going to talk about the actors. We're going to go through all of this stuff and some of the special roles that I thought were amazing in this movie. I'm going to talk about a surprised actor who I thought stood out a little bit above everybody else, who kind of came in and was like, whoa, who's this? You know, so we're going to talk about that in this part 1, okay? So anyway, without further ado, let's get into this Master movie. I mean, the buildup has been crazy, right? So anyway, here we go. Review part number 1. As somebody who doesn't speak Tamil, I have to give a shout out to Rex. Rex is amazing. She does all the subtitles for this movie. She does subtitles for all kinds of movies in India, especially South India. She is absolutely incredible. So please, 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 I'm going to leave a link down to her Twitter page. I want you guys to go follow her and show her some love. Thank you so much, Rex. For people like me, you're an absolute blessing. So thank you so much. I wanted to make sure I recognized her. All right. Master, the movie Master. All right. Such anticipation for this movie. We had COVID, everything just pushed it back further and further and further, and I made the anticipation even more. So when I watched it, I was obviously super excited. I got pumped up. I loved it. But I wanted to wait a day or two after I watched it to kind of just bring myself down into reality to be like, okay, I got to give this movie a real review. I can't work off of emotion, because if I work off emotion, I'm gonna be like, it's a 10 out of 10. Woo, you know, I go crazy. So I gotta be smart here. Moving on from Rex. Okay, directed by Lokesh Kanagaraj, produced by Xavier Brito, and the story is also by Lokesh. I didn't know that he actually wrote the story. Music by the Anirudh. I just say Anirudh, I say the Anirudh. Anirudh. Amazing music from this movie. Amazing music from this movie. I had so much fun with all of the different music and reactions, reviews. You guys know this. You guys got to watch them all. Bjorn, of course, Bjorn, Master the Blaster song, all of that stuff. The music from this film was a lot of fun. We'll just leave it at that. A lot of fun. So we got to make sure we give credit for those people involved. Okay, let's get to the cast here, and then we're going to go through. Sorry, I'm here. Let's go through the cast, and then I'm going to tell you who I think stood out from this cast in this movie and different things that I recognized that I thought were pretty darn cool. So, of course, Thalapathy Vijay. We're going to talk about him plenty during this review, so hang tight on that. Vijay Sethupathi. Ooh, I love this character in this. The wonderful Andrea Jeremiah, who, by the way, she follows me on Twitter. That's awesome. Andrea Jeremiah, thank you so much. Arjun Das. You got Malavika Mohanan. And so many other people in this. I thought Guri Kishan did a great job going through this cast. Now, the one I really wanted to talk about, we're going to talk about a lot of these here. The surprise, I guess, appearance, or the surprise actor of this movie to me that caught my heart, that was just like, I love this guy. And I hope I say this right. Puvayar, the singer. This kid, he did an excellent job. I mean, just absolutely fantastic. I don't know if this is his first movie he's ever acted in. But he did a great job. I mean, what a role. He did fantastic. Absolutely loved him. We're going to work our way up to the different characters and stuff that we'll end with Thalapathy Vijay, okay? I thought that Arjun Das, dude, first off, how do you talk that low, man? You got such a low voice. I love his voice, dude. It is deep. He makes a great villain. I'm guarantee later on here in a couple years he's going to be like the #1 villain in a movie. He has to be. He's perfect. He's perfect for that role. Next is Malavika. Her role was weird. I thought she was going to be featured a little bit more in this movie. But obviously her role, she did a great job in it. Don't get me wrong. I just thought for some reason maybe they would play that up a little bit more. Um, but I thought she did an excellent job. Of course, I mean she's fantastic. And then Andrea Jeremiah. Now she only had a very small role in this movie. It wasn't huge. There was only some main parts where she was in. Um, my favorite part for her though is at the end when she's just taking out those trucks, dude, with those arrows, dude. And that one scene where the car turns and she's just like looking at you, and she's like, "Dude, Andrea Jeremiah, you kill." Oh, I love that scene. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun. All right, now the roles of JD and Bhavani. JD and Bhavani. Um, I don't know if I'm going to be able to say either Vijay Sethupathi or Thalapathy did a better job in acting in this. I just thought they both did amazing, amazing jobs. Vijay Sethupathi plays an incredible villain. An incredible villain. Bhavani's character, wow. Who played young Bhavani, by the way? Who played young Bhavani? I gotta find that out. Young Bhavani was played by Mahindran. Mahindran. What a great acting job too. I don't want to forget to say that because young Bhavani's character, oof, I love that character. I actually really enjoyed Bhavani's character. To be honest with you, I really enjoyed that character a lot. Both Mahindran and then Vijay Sethupathi, both said the young and the old. But Vijay Sethupathi, holy smokes, man! I If I would have seen him in real life acting the way he acted, I would be scared of him. I would be scared of him, and I'm a pretty big guy, you know. Not a lot of people scare me. Um, Vijay Sethupathi, though, wow, just excellent, excellent role. I feel like I don't know, because I watched him in '96, and he was fantastic in that movie. Obviously, he's an incredible actor. But to see him as a villain, I thought it was a nice change of pace for me, and I really enjoyed it. I really did. I thought he was able to bring an evilness, a calm evil presence to the movie because he was very calm. He was very confident, very swag, very chill, you know, and he was able to pull that off. Excellent. So Bhavani character, one of my favorites from this movie for sure. Now let's get into JD. Let's get into Thalapathy Vijay. Um, a lot of this movie surprised me, first of all, with the amount of emotion that came from this movie. I had no idea it was going to be this emotional. From all the songs and everything, everything was so upbeat, everything was so fun, all the pre-release stuff. You know, I had no idea that we were going to be having kids killed, and I mean, it was pretty emotional movie. There was a lot of emotion in this, and watching Thalapathy's character go from the happy-go-lucky drunk to whatever. I'm drinking my way through life because I'm sad at my situation and my life was so bad. And to see him transition into caring again, caring for people again, caring for others again, and but not because he did care for the college people, but it was in a different way. When he went to the kids' home, it was different. It was like, all right, now I got to live for them, not for me, for them. I think there's a line in the movie there where he says, "I don't care what happens to me. I'll even die for them," or something like that. There was a line where he says something to that effect, and um, to watch that emotional switch go from being playing a drunk to playing an emotional badass. I'm gonna kick your butt because you're doing the wrong thing. Did that switch? I thought he did a great job on that. Um, there is one scene in particular that blew me away. The scene where he's on the phone. I think it's right after intermission or right at intermission where him and Thalapathy Vijay. Oh, I mean he and Vijay Sethupathi. Where Vijay Sethupathi says, "I'm waiting." He used the Thalapathy line from. Oh my gosh, I can't even think of it right now. Oh my goodness, I can't even think. It's not. It's not Tupac. I don't think it's a third. Is it Marsal? Is it? Oh my gosh, I can't. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Where he says, "I'm waiting," and then Thalapathy. Anyway, there's a scene there. Oh, maybe it wasn't intermission. I don't know. Well, there's a scene there where VJ's wearing a yellow shirt. He's in the middle of the yard, and he's on the phone, and he just finds out that these guys they've killed, and the emotion is just coming out of him. He's so mad, and he's basically telling VJ Sethupathi, "I'm going to come and I'm going to kill you," and he saliva's coming out of his mouth, and the passion, and it just You could feel it. You could feel that passion. I think that was his best scene from the movie. Of course, I love the fight scenes. The fight scenes were awesome. But that was the best scene, I thought. As far as acting is concerned, Thalapathy's best scene was that right there. That, my personal opinion, I love that scene. I could feel the emotion coming out of his heart. And just, ooh, ooh. Yeah, goosebumps, man. Goosebumps scene right there. Now, the movie itself was fun. There was a lot of fun parts. The fighting was excellent. I enjoyed a lot of those fight scenes. The fight scenes were super good, especially the ones with Thalapathy and Vijay Sethupathi. Vijay Sethupathi, they were so good. They were just good. When you make so many movies with fight scenes, it's hard to be creative. Like, okay, let's do this, right? And some of them feel like it's the same thing over and over, but some of these were very creative. Some of the moves, some of the fight moves he did were very creative, and it wasn't too over the top. It was very, he got hurt, and sometimes the hero guy who's just kicking everybody's booty, he's just going around. He never gets hurt, right? But I love the end in that fight where they're both getting hurt and they're both feeling pain and and it was good because it made it more realistic. It made it more realistic that they're actually fighting, and each of them are getting hurt. So instead of the hero just dominating, those are fun. Don't get me wrong; those are fun fight scenes. But it was nice to see it more realistic that way. I would be remiss if I did not say anything about all of the kids in this movie and all of the college kids in this movie. Some of the best acting from children I've seen in a long time. I mean, you could feel a lot of emotion coming from these kids. And I don't know who the two boys were who get hung, but when they come in and Vijay Sethupathi, Bhavani basically gives them some biryani, some chicken drum. He's like, "Oh, you're lucky," and then Arjun Das smacks it out of his hand. That whole scene, those kids, wow, some great acting. And I don't know who they are, and I couldn't find them here. I'm going through the cast, and I couldn't find them for whatever reason. But I was impressed. The kids, all of the kids, all the dancing, all of the scenes, and everything was just so much fun. And really, really good, top-notch acting from these children and college kids and things like that. So I want to make sure I appreciate all of them in this movie as well. I thought they did a fantastic job. All right, so that's my thoughts on a lot of the characters and some of the storyline and stuff. We're going to get in more of the storyline in part 2 of this. Also, you're going to hear my rating of this movie, okay? You're going to hear what my score is. From a 0 to a 10, 0 being the worst, 10 being the best, you're going to get my rating, okay? So, why don't you head over to part 2 and go check that out and see what I thought of this movie and see what I rated it, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.